Well, welcome back to the Crossfire build. As you can see right now, I'm tacking on some fenders, which this thing never came with. But as you can notice, these are actually, all I did is actually tack them in place. And in my previous videos, you can see this did come with them, but they actually had them on the back side versus the front, and I moved them to the front. But all I'm doing now is just kind of welding them into place, making sure they're kind of somewhat lined up. To me, they're not really that crucial for being lined up. I just want to kind of make them look straight, if you want to say. But I mean, for the most part, I do have a decent gap in them between the tire and the fender. So if I do want to go up one size tire, I can, and I do have the clearance. I think right now it's about, I can fit my hand sideways between the tire and the side of the fender here. But all I'm going to do is burn these in. I'm going to make sure I weld these all in, get these done up, and I'm going to go from there on it. I did manage to finish the exhaust that I did not have. I did have to make an exhaust plate where it mounts, because the one that they had was actually wrong, and I wanted to make sure I corrected that. So now it actually seats better. I did make a flange that goes in there like it should have. And then I did mount the muffler, and I will show that a little bit later on, what muffler I'm running. But right now I'm going to get into welding this. If I don't knock the camera over. Right now I'm just kind of using my cell phone. So it is kind of tricky to do this and get it to stay. Because every time I move this, it wants to fall on me. Just being a pain. I'll see if I can get the camera back far enough. All right. And that one's solid. Not going anywhere. Yeah, like I said, I'm just slowly working on it. That's the exhaust I did. And then I also bought a little muffler. Stuck that on it. And the muffler, I think, was like 20 bucks on Amazon. Wasn't overly bad. I got this other fender here. As you can see, it is tack welded into place. Just sitting there. And then I do got a battery box, electrical box that I made. That I think is going to go right somewhere in between here. Going across. And then I do got a plate that it mounts on. Then I also made a battery tray. And that does hold the plastic style battery boxes. So it sits in and then the strap holds it in place. And then today in the mail, I finally got the rubber boots to kind of wrap up my front end. So I got those installed. I'm still waiting on a gas throttle cable for it. And I think there was one other part I was waiting on. I'm not sure. But eventually the bolts, everything will all get. Right now I'm just getting it together to get it running. But eventually all these bolts, everything like that on here are going to wind up being stainless steel or grade 8 throughout the whole thing. And it's just my preference to replace them. I did get new headlights for it that I haven't mounted yet. I got to make brackets for them on the front bumper. So once I get it wired, then I'll mount the front headlights and everything like that, get that done. But this is actually my project. Maybe a little time consuming, but it is fun. And to me, that's kind of what matters, is if it's fun or not. But if you want an update, make sure to like and subscribe. And I will keep posting videos on how the progress is going. And thanks for watching.